Alright, so you've seen this bike before if you've been here long enough. And I bought this bike used in New Jersey in the 1990s. It was a rental bike from a local bike shop. It still has the bike shop sticker on it. This is from my hometown in Seaside Park, New Jersey. So we're going to talk about what's on it now, why it's set up the way it is, and how it was set up when I first got it. It's been hanging upside down in my living room for a couple of years. I had these wheels built by David Marchese, great guy, you know, bike guy. Guys in the bike groups know who he is. He had some of these rims. I wish I would have given him mine. He told me these were in good shape. These are a little bit beat up, but this is what he does. So I got a red band coaster on the rear and a wide flange on the front. And if you've seen the other videos on this particular build, you'll know that I was able to figure out how to get a fat axle in that hub. So let's talk about it. Originally, when I got this bike, obviously it was all blue. It didn't have this going on. So this was when I was getting into the clunker thing, and I met Chad, right? Our boy Chad, who also goes by Tick Oneer because he was a graffiti artist. He was also an artist for Hot Rod magazines. He taught some college courses on Photoshop. Tick, believe it or not, is a pretty accomplished character. And I had this set up as a geared bike at one time with the derailleur that mounted out on here. And I had this set up as a 6-speed clunker. And there's videos on that. I also left the dust on this. There's like 1/8 of an inch of dust all across the bottom. I thought the ride might knock some of the dust off, but I'm going to have to wipe it off. At any rate, I had him reinforce these welds, which it's a Schwinn cantilever frame. Technically, it really didn't need that, but whatever. Interestingly, when I did that, I had a blue fork like this one. This is a Schwinn fork. These came on 1980, 81, 82. And I had him braze on a set of bosses. They're on the bike that's hanging in the ceiling in the shop right now. And so that the paint loss here from heat matched here. So that fork on this frame actually does look really cool. At any rate, when I bought this, it had the same fork but in chrome with the Schwinn sticker on the front. It had a 4-bolt Suntour stem that said Suntour in the center, aluminum, blue aluminum. Had blue aluminum cruiser bars with the black pad on it. It still had the same chain guard, and the hoops were steel with the Shimano D-type coaster brake, right? But the hoops were totally rusted out, and I mean bad, and the brake really didn't work. Barely worked at all. I basically had to do the Flintstone stop. Now, keep in mind, I was home in Jersey in the 90s. I think this was maybe the summer of 98, possibly. And I rented the bike from this bike shop right here. Tires, Bicycles in Seaside Park. No longer there. Pretty cool, though, that it has the sticker. And then when I was leaving, I asked him if I could buy the bike. So I bought the bike for $70, and then I shipped it out here to California. So yeah, same kickstand. So basically that's it. You know, I put an upside down headset in this, right? Something you'd find on the Varsities. They run pretty smooth. This is kind of a rare stem. Everybody likes a double clamp slant front stem, and this is something I found on eBay a while ago, man, some time ago, and the welds are very nice. See the coin there? Real nice welds, and it was out of Taiwan, and the guy only had the one. Look at the dust on that. I'm gonna have to clean this bike off. And so, real thick piece of steel, chromed. I don't know if it's 4130. I really don't know. But cool stem to have. The bars are what we call tick bars because Chad made them. As I said a moment ago, he goes by Tick One. He's got the square tube here. Real cool. These are 4130. Again, Tick that no longer makes any of this stuff. But Mr. Tick right there. It's all your fault. You're the reason he doesn't do this anymore. He just couldn't take it anymore. People ask him to do all kinds of crazy stuff, not give him enough money up front or any at all, then not coming to pick up your frames afterwards. You know, it's your fault he doesn't do it anymore. So I'm running a Diacomp, what some people call a side pull, also known as a caliper brake. You'll see here, this is all vintage stuff, this is what I like to do. And then the trick for old school clunker builds is you take a nipple from a set of wheels and you put that on the end of your line there. That's old school. That's like 70s old school right there. I like using the snapper mower waffle grips because they don't have a flange. So it makes it more comfortable. You don't get a, you know, like a blister along your thumb riding. I drill these out because, as we recall here, you guys might remember Tick does the nickels. So I always had him put Jefferson on this side. That's Thomas Jefferson right there. And then we put the, I think this got the Indian head nickel on the other side. I'm not sure. I had him do a buffalo at one time. I can't even tell what that is right there. I don't think that's the Indian head. Maybe that's the buffalo. Oh, it is the buffalo. Yeah, so that was a modern nickel that they put a buffalo on. So I thought that was kind of cool for this set of bars here. I like using these old school mountain bike levers. More pull, stronger, no flex. Those old Diacomp levers, I know people still like to run them because they're anodized and they look cool, but they flex and that takes away your stopping power. And I like these in particular because they're two pieces, so I can take this off and not have to slide the grip off the bars. That's something I like to do. Of course, we got the B72 saddle, and you can probably see the year underneath there. I'll have to look that up on the video afterwards. It's pretty dirty under here. I think that says 63. So 1963 seat with dust. That's like like I said, two years of dust at least, maybe 3. This was a birthday gift from Tick several years ago. This one-of-a-kind, one-off seat post clamp, kind of cool. This is your fender bridge or brake bridge. Typically this is referred to as a brake bridge when they stand off like this. This frame I think is an 82, last legit year. Of course they made them in 83. The Murray bikes went to 83 to 85 I believe, but yeah. So you can attach one of these brakes, same style brake right here to this. There's your red band hub. Again, these are the, I mean, this came on it. I don't know what kind of funk that is, but this is your old school Araya 7X hoop. Black nipples, double walled rim, you guys know that. Here's the trick. I like to run a 16 on the rear and a 46 up front. I'm talking about this rear cog here, the number of teeth. And that makes it hard to pedal, guys. You know, no joke. You got to get up out of the saddle when you're going up a hill. These are Tioga cranks. These are 175 millimeter cranks, I believe. I think that's what they are. I'd have to take them off to double check, but I think that's right. And so that's the trick. Run 175 cranks with a 46 on the front if you're running a 16 on the rear, because that'll give you the extra torque you need to move. Again, this was the original chain guard I found and put that on there. I did paint, you know, with clear. I cleared this frame some time ago. Of course, it's beat up. I think that's about it. You know, I got a mosquito I'm trying to kill here at the same time I'm shooting this video. So, you know, fun bike. And this is what I would call an urban clunker. You know, you got it toughed up. You've got the big fat tires on it. These are 2.4 tire. I have these same tires on a couple of my rides, these Moto GTs or whatever they are. I think that's right. DMR 2.4 tire right here. So that just barely fits, you know, underneath that fork. It barely clears on the chain stays down here. I mean, it clears, but it's barely. So, yeah, pretty good. And, you know, I say urban clunker because, you know, you do it up that way. You got the double clamp slant front stem there and the tick motocross bars and the tires and the heavy duty fork. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with leaving the chain guard on there. You're in the city. You might wear a pair of pants or something. I just thought it would look cool that way. At any rate, again, you've seen this before. You'll be seeing some of my other bikes again, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to be working on a project here starting this week and upcoming week. Today's Saturday, so I might be getting materials early as Monday. I don't know. I really got to clean this shop space out because there's no room to work in there right now. So I got to clear off some tables, make room, and then I'll be getting material and milling it. You know, you guys know the process. So at any rate, you'll be seeing me. I'll be riding bikes here a lot. After I get the material here, I don't need to drive the van here every day. That doesn't make any sense, and I need to get in shape. So riding a bike makes the most sense. It's a fountain of youth is the bicycle, and I need it. My body's been getting kind of stiff. Plus, I like to eat some junk food every once in a while. So burn that shit off, man. That's it. You guys have a good day. Be kind to one another. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will catch you in the next one. Alright, the video's not over yet. I just got back and I wanted to mention a couple things to you guys about riding in the city. I've been riding a bicycle on the mean streets for 50 years. 5 years old. And I had a little Schwinn Typhoon in Kearney, New Jersey. And my mom actually was cool about that. She got me out on the street, got me to learn my balance and how to ride a bicycle. One of the good things my mom did. And I remember one day a car came by, and that car must not have noticed me. I'm a little kid, and this is the point of this part of the video. It's being aware. Situational awareness is not just a survivalist mentality like you know, like veterans do, or people are trained in martial arts and all that kind of stuff. But it's everyday life. It applies to everything, and in particular riding a bike on the mean streets. Because this guy got real close to me and scared me. I was a little kid, so it might not have even been as close as I thought, because I was 5. So, but he got so close to me that I got close enough to a parked car where my handlebar clipped it and had those bars that came up and came straight back, and it hit me right in the dick. And that hurt, as you can imagine. I remember showing my mom, like, she's like, oh, impressive. But that's the point, because today on the way to the shop, I almost got hit twice. The first time I came to a 4-way stop at Arden and Clinton, and I'm going to make a left there. And there's a woman running on the sidewalk. I know she's going to be going through the intersection at the same time I'm about to go, so I'm thinking about that. Before I get to that intersection, a car came to the stop sign here on my right. On a 4-way stop, when you're on a bicycle, the car gets to that stop sign. The car has the right of way, not you. In LA, people think if you're on a bike, it's like you're a pedestrian and you just get to go through. But that is not how it works. You shouldn't be thinking that's how it works, because that's how people get hit. I've been hit on my bicycle from a kid to being an adult multiple times, and on motorcycles. You are invisible. Thinking that you are seen by everybody is what leads to you getting dead or injured. You know, and you're making that person feel pretty stinking bad too, because they didn't see you. Now they just killed you or hurt you. So anyhow, this guy comes up, but he makes a right. At least that's what it appears to be. So he makes his right. I see the tail end of his car, And I'm looking to my left because this woman's running across. I don't want to hit her. All of a sudden, that guy had pulled a U-turn. He didn't see me, and he's going. All of a sudden, his face is right here. So the driver's side of that car is right here. I'm like, you're a fucking asshole. What the hell are you doing, you dumbass? Fortunately, I hit my brakes. Everything was cool, and but split second, man. I'm not exaggerating. It was about 3 feet away from him, but when two people are moving, if I hadn't slowed down, he either would have hit me or I would have drove into the side of his car. So that's the first thing. Going down Arden at the light there, I can't think of the street name there all of a sudden for some reason. 1 block south of Clinton there, Rosewood, I think it is. I'm coming up to the light. I've got the green light, and this black guy in a sports car, he was tired of waiting. He didn't notice I was coming, and he just decided to go through the red light. And again, boom, like, what are you doing? And then the guy was crazy because there was a guy behind him who wanted to make a right-hand turn. So I just miss him, and I keep going. And this guy comes out, he wants to make that right-hand turn, and he almost hits me. This is Los Angeles. On the way home, 4-way stop 3 times. I said 3 times. 3 times. I got to a situation where the car got there first. I don't know what that guy wants to do. So what I do is I slow down and I go right to go around the rear end of that car. Because sometimes those guys will stop and they think they've got enough time to go before you get there. And I see cyclists all the time go, and you shouldn't do that because you don't know what that guy is going to do. Another thing is if you ride up on it to a red light, okay, red light, and there's cars waiting already, and the sidewalk is right here. When you ride up to that red light, you shouldn't just sit there or put your foot on the curb because there might be a car who wants to come behind there and make a right-hand turn. So you're stopping that guy, so you're slowing down traffic. This is something you know if you actually drive a car. I wonder about people on bicycles sometimes because they just think about themselves. It's a real stinking problem. What I do is when I come up to a red light, I get in front of the first car at the crosswalk. That'll allow any car on the right to come right up and make a right-hand turn if that's what they want to do. I'm looking at the light. I'm looking at traffic. If there's no traffic coming in either direction, it's safe. I'll go anyhow. I'll go on that red light because I've determined it to be safe. If I wait till the light turns green, the first thing I do is, because I'm faster than the car reaction time, I'm on it. I'm paying attention. I'm focused here, man. So what I do is right away, I turn the wheel to the right and I start pedaling off to the right and I go right into the intersection, usually if there's nobody walking in it, far over to the right so that guy can go and not worry about me. I'm conscientious on the road on a bicycle. So I'm just saying, no matter where you live, where you ride, what it's like, think about these things. And if you're in the city, just imagine that you're invisible. Just imagine you're invisible and nobody can see you. Do not think you have the right of way. I know that the laws are such in this city where they have these bike lanes. And so people think they could take up the whole lane so cars drive around you, but you end up screwing everybody up. And by law, that car is supposed to give you kind of a wide berth if they can. But thinking that you're right, and you're not wrong, but thinking that you're right on a bicycle could get you dead because you're imagining that those people are thinking the way that you are. And he might just reach down. Maybe I just spilt my coffee. Maybe he just spilt his coffee. Maybe he's reaching down to adjust the radio or something. Maybe he dropped something. Maybe he knows some chick in yoga pants over here. He's checking that ass out. You understand what I'm saying? And all of a sudden you come whipping around a corner or from behind a truck or something. He doesn't see you. Now you're dead or you're maimed. You got a broken leg or whatever. So thinking that everybody's on the same page as you are is the mistake that you are making. It's not them. It's you. So, like when it's real tight on a side street, urban clunker, I'm riding today, that bike is tough enough with fat tires and everything else. I go up a driveway cutout, I'll ride down the parkway or on the sidewalk, I'll get around people, I'll bunny hop something. I'm riding a bike that's tough enough to handle BMX maneuvers. So that's what I do, right? And I'm bringing this up because most of the time in the city I'm driving, and when I'm driving, I'm encountering what I think are boneheads on bicycles. Don't be a bonehead on your bicycle. I understand. The law says this and that. Fine, fine. You don't know what's going on in those cars. You could be right and dead at the same time, is what I'm saying. You want to be right with a broken jaw, broken arm, broken leg, broken bike? Or do you want to think, oh, you know what? Maybe I should stick as tight to these cars as I can. Maybe if it's too tight here, maybe I should go up on the sidewalk for a minute. Maybe when I come up to a red light, I should get over. Get in front of that car that's going to go straight. Maybe when I come up to a four-way stop and the car is there before I get there, I should realize he doesn't notice me. I'm trying to save your life here. These are good tips. So that's it. Respect your elders. That short's doing pretty well. I'll catch you all in the next one. I know I signed off on this already, but I'm signing off again. And I'm going to tell you right now, be good to one another.